You're at the airport. Your flight's been delayed for 6 hours. The terminal is packed. Kids are crying. Businessmen are shouting into their phones. The airline offers no explanation. Most people are fuming, pacing back and forth, refreshing their travel apps like it'll magically speed up time. But then you notice someone sitting calmly in the corner, headphones in, sipping water, reading a book. No visible frustration, just peace. What makes that person different? It's not luck. It's not ignorance. It's perspective. That person has mastered the stoic art of not caring, not because they're apathetic, but because they understand something most of us don't. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. In our hyper-connected, relentlessly demanding world, the mind often feels like a battlefield. We are bombarded by an endless stream of notifications, headlines, social comparisons, and professional pressures. The result is a pervasive, low-grade anxiety, a feeling of being perpetually overwhelmed by things that seem monumental but lie just beyond our grasp. Let's get one thing clear. Stoicism is not about becoming emotionless. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending life doesn't hurt. It's about recognizing what is and isn't worth your energy. To not care, in the Stoic sense, means freeing your mind from the things you cannot control. It means understanding where your attention should go and letting go of everything else. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and perhaps one of the most powerful men to have ever lived, kept a personal journal. In it, he reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The modern world is full of noise. News headlines designed to make us panic. Social media posts engineered to make us feel inadequate. Advertisements that convince us we're missing out. In the middle of all this, Stoicism whispers a different truth. You are enough, and most of this doesn't matter. The most important idea in Stoicism is simple, the dichotomy of control. The philosopher Epictetus explained that everything in life falls into two buckets, things we can control and things we can't. Things we can control, our opinions, our choices, our desires, and our actions. Basically, our own inner world. Things we can't control, our body, our property, our reputation, and what other people do. Basically, everything external to us. The Stoics believe that all our stress, anger, and worry come from a simple mistake. We waste our energy trying to control things we can't while ignoring the things we actually can. Imagine a student who has a major job interview. She spends days worrying, will they like me? Will I get the job? She is stressing about outcomes that are completely outside her control. The interviewer's mood and the final hiring decision are not up to her. A Stoic would advise her to focus only on what she can control. She can't control the outcome, but she can control her preparation. She can research the company, practice her answers, and choose to be polite and engaged during the interview. Her job is to put all her effort into her preparation, and then accept the result calmly. If she gets the job, great. If not, she can be at peace, knowing she did everything in her power. What matters is that she tried her best, not whether she got the job. Her inner peace isn't tied to an outcome she can't control. This isn't about being passive. It's about being smart with your energy. As the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, the cucumber is bitter, then throw it out. There are brambles in the path, then go around them. That's all you need to know. It's a simple reminder. Don't waste time complaining about a problem you can't change. Just focus on your response to it. The bitter cucumber is a fact. Throwing it out is your choice. The most persistent myth is that a Stoic is a joyless, emotionless robot who suppresses all feelings. This is a fundamental misreading. The Stoics were brilliant psychologists. They understood that we do not control the initial flash of emotion that arises in response to an event. When someone insults you, you will likely feel a flash of anger. When you face a loss, you will feel a pang of grief. The Stoics called these involuntary impressions. The art lies not in preventing this first flash, but in what you do next. It is the practice of pausing before that initial impression hardens into a full-blown destructive passion. You feel the heat of anger, but you do not have to consent to it. You can observe it, question it, and decide not to act on it. As Epictetus advised, do not be carried away by the impression. Say to it, behave yourself, wait for me a little. Let me see what you are and what you represent. Let me test you. You don't suppress the emotion. You interrogate it. You ask, is this event truly harmful, or is it my judgment about it that is causing me pain? A Stoic doesn't aim to feel nothing. They aim to not be ruled by their feelings. They seek to replace reactive negative passions like rage and terror with rational positive emotions like joy and tranquility, which arise from a mind in harmony with reason. The Stoics believe that all humans are part of a single interconnected whole, a cosmic city. We are, by nature, social creatures with duties to one another. The Stoic philosopher Hierocles visualized this with a series of concentric circles. In the center is the self. The next circle contains our immediate family, then extended family, then our local community, our country, and finally, the entire human race. The task of a Stoic, he argued, is to constantly work to draw these outer circles inward, to care for our fellow humans as if they were part of our own family. Therefore, helping others is a core duty. But the Stoic art applies here as well. You can control your intention to help someone. You can control the effort you put into offering advice or support. You cannot, however, control whether they take your advice, whether they appreciate your help, or whether their situation ultimately improves. You care deeply about your role in the process, but you release your attachment to the result. This prevents the burnout and resentment that often comes from trying to fix other people, allowing you to offer help from a place of genuine goodwill rather than a need for a specific outcome. One of the most powerful Stoic exercises is something called voluntary discomfort. On the surface, it might sound crazy. Why would anyone choose to make life harder? But hear me out. Voluntary discomfort is about resilience. It's about gratitude. It's about preparation. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, practiced this regularly. He would sleep on the floor, eat the simplest meals, wear rough clothes, all to remind himself, I can live without luxury, I can endure discomfort, I can survive. When you practice discomfort on your own terms, you become mentally stronger. You prove to yourself that even if everything falls apart, you'll be okay. Try this. Take a cold shower instead of a hot one. Fast for a day. Spend a weekend without your phone. Sleep on the floor. None of these will ruin your life. But they might just change how you see it. Because when you know you can endure discomfort, life becomes a little less scary and a lot more peaceful. Becoming a Stoic practitioner is not an overnight transformation. It is a lifelong practice, a skill honed through daily conscious effort. Here is a framework for developing the art of not caring. Step 1. Practice proactive triage, the morning ritual. Start your day like the emperor. Marcus Aurelius would begin each morning by preparing himself for the challenges ahead. Say to yourself in the early morning, I shall meet today ungrateful, violent, treacherous, envious, uncharitable men. All of these things have come upon them through ignorance of real good and evil. I can neither be harmed by any of them, for no man will involve me in wrong, nor can I be angry with my kinsman or hate him, for we have come into the world to work together. This is not a pessimistic exercise. It is a pragmatic one. By anticipating that you will encounter difficult people and frustrating situations, externals, you preemptively rob them of their power to shock or disturb you. You are mentally rehearsing the application of the dichotomy of control before the day even begins. Step 2. Conduct active journaling, the evening review. At the end of the day, take a few moments to reflect. This practice was championed by Seneca. Ask yourself 3 questions. What went well today? A chance to acknowledge progress and good fortune. What went poorly? An opportunity to identify challenges without judgment. How could I have applied the principles better? This is the crucial step. Perhaps you got angry in traffic. In your journal, you can analyze this. The traffic itself was an external. Your anger was a reaction based on the judgment that the traffic was bad and was ruining your day. A Stoic response would have been to accept the reality of the traffic and use the time for something within your control, listening to a podcast, thinking through a problem, or simply practicing patience. This gentle, consistent self-correction is how the skill is built. Step 3. Implement the pause and classify technique. This is the real-time application of the art. When you feel a strong negative emotion rising, anxiety before a presentation, anger at a criticism, jealousy over a colleague's success, train yourself to pause. In that pause, before you react, ask the fundamental question, is this within my control or not? If it is not within your control, the past, another person's opinion, the outcome, your task is to practice what the Stoics called the art of assent. You consciously choose not to assent to the initial impression that this event is bad. You see it for what it is, an external, neutral event. Your job is to meet it with equanimity. If it is within your control, your next action, your response, your judgment, then your task is to focus all your energy there. Instead of worrying about the criticism, ask, is there any truth here I can learn from? How can I respond constructively? The reward is a profound sense of freedom. You are freed from the tyranny of other people's opinions. You are freed from the anxiety of needing to control every outcome. You are freed from the exhausting cycle of anger and resentment. You begin to understand that true power is not the ability to shape the world to your will, but the ability to shape your own will to accept the world as it is. This is the ultimate form of self-care. It is the recognition that your mind is the only thing you truly own, and its protection is your highest duty.